Hello, Mindful Mama. Welcome back to the mat. My name is Kim, and today's practice is going to be all about focusing on the hips and the back and trying to ease any pain you may be experiencing here. So especially as moms that still have little ones where you're, bending down and you're picking them up, or maybe you're still holding them on either side of your hip. So your hip alignment is all out of whack all day. And so a lot of us can experience some hip and some low back pain. And there's a lot of different factors that come into this. You may experience tight hamstrings, or you may just have tight hips or a tight IT band. So we're going to try to work in with all of those today, and also focus on a little bit of strength building so we can help to stabilize the pelvis and help with our posture. So we'll do a couple back strengthening poses today. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to use a strap today. If you don't have a strap, that's okay. Maybe pause this video and try to find a belt, or maybe even like a dog leash, or even a scarf would work. But if you don't have any of those things, no worries, it's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, mamas, let's get started in a child's pose today. So bring your big toes to touch. Separate the knees fairly wide. Let the forehead rest and reach your fingertips out long. So this is a beautiful grounding pose to begin here. So let's begin to observe our breath. Allow the body to soften. Let the mind begin to calm. And bring all of your awareness now to this breath. In and out through your nose. Lengthening out your inhales, lengthening out your exhales. Just notice the natural ebb and flow. With every exhale here, let your body just go a little bit heavier, sinking down a little bit farther down into your mat. And let's take one final deep inhale. This time open your mouth and let it out with a big sigh. Begin to press yourself up onto all fours. So come to tabletop pose, hands and knees. Make sure your hands are right under the shoulders, knees are right underneath your hip points. And let's start to make some large circles with this left knee. So we're just drawing large circles here. Start to get a little movement into that hip joint. Working with your full range of motion. I'm going nice and slow. May hear some snap, crackle, pop. My hips always pop here. I'll do just a couple more. And then we'll slow it down and do a couple in the opposite direction. So just switch your direction here. And then from here, bring that left knee back under the hip. Keep a soft bend in your elbows. Start to firm up through your core. So hug that low belly in. Keep your gaze forward so your head is in line with your spine. And then slowly bring this left knee out to the side. And then exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, lift this left knee out. And then exhale, bring it back down. So just continue to move like this. These are fire hydrants. These are wonderful for strengthening the hips. So we're working to strengthen this little muscle called your gluteus medius. And it's on the outside of your hip. And it works to stabilize your entire hip joint. Let's do a couple more here. Really squeeze that outer hip as you lift. Keep hugging that low belly in. Beautiful. Come back to center. This time, kick that left leg back. Take a deep inhale. And then on the exhale, curl knee to chest and step in between your palms. Go ahead and interlace the fingers around that left thigh and gently press the hips forward. So you can tuck this right toe under, you can tuck the right toes under some, just to feel a little extra supported, a little extra stability. Gently press those hips forward, big stretch here onto the front of that right hip, our hip flexor. So it's really great if you sit a lot, if you work at a desk, or if you drive a lot. Maybe challenge your balance here, close your eyes. And we'll just take a couple more rounds of breath here. Okay, slowly drop the hands down to the earth, come back to your tabletop pose, and let's do a few rounds of cat-cows before we move to the other side. So as you inhale, drop your belly, curl your tailbone, lift your chin, and then as you exhale, tuck the chin, round through the spine, really press your hands down into the mat. So inhale to lift and arch, and then exhale, tuck and round, gaze towards your belly button. We'll do a couple more rounds here, link breath to movement. And then on your next inhale, let's come back to center. And let's do that on the right side. So let's start with those large circles. So draw those large circles with your right knee. Moving nice and slow, working into your full range of motion here. So pay attention to what direction you're moving, because here in a moment we'll switch and go the opposite way. All right, start to slow it down, switch your direction. Let's do about 3 or 4 here in this opposite direction. All right, bring that right knee back under the hip. Come back tabletop, soft bend in the elbows. And then as you inhale, slowly kick that right knee out to the side, and then drop it back to center. Inhale, fire hydrant, kick that right knee out. Exhale to drop it back to center. Keep moving like that. Link your breath to movement. Really squeeze that outer hip. Squeeze your glute. Strengthening that gluteus medius, that hip stabilizer. Booty starting to burn a little bit. This means you're getting stronger. Let's do a couple more here. Keep hugging the low belly in. Beautiful. Kick that right leg out. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, curl it in. Step in between the palms. Walk your hands up that right thigh. You can interlace the fingers around your right thigh. Slowly press those hips forward. Tuck the left toes under if you'd like. Take a couple more rounds of deep inhales, deep exhales. Maybe close your eyes here for the last rounds of breath. Challenge your balance. And then slowly drop your hands down to the earth. Come back tabletop. This time let's come onto our belly. Bring your elbows out. So elbows are at a 90-degree angle here. Bring inner thighs to touch. So we're going to work a little bit into some back bends here, strengthening the back, working to help improve posture. So if you have poor posture, it can definitely lead to some back pain. So as you inhale, lift the left elbow up and the right leg and gaze towards the left hand. And then slowly drop it back down. And then inhale the left leg and right elbow. So you find a little twist here as you gaze to the right fingertips. And then slowly drop it back down. So we're just alternating, lifting elbow and leg, opposite elbow and leg. And as you lift and reach, take your gaze to that hand that's lifted. So find a little twist here, working on strengthening the entire back side, our posterior chain. Keep moving, keep breathing. You can even start to speed it up a little bit, but find your own rhythm. No worries if we're not together here. Just find what works for you. Let's do a couple more each side. Beautiful. Come back, hands under the shoulders, press it back to a child's pose. So we're just taking a couple of breaths here. Let the spine round, let the forehead rest. Make some nice cleansing, deep inhales and exhales. And on your next inhale, begin to press yourself back up. And let's take a seat here. We'll take some seated postures. So come to your bum, soles of the feet together. And let's come into Baddha Konasana, butterfly. So bring the soles of the feet together, interlace the fingers around the toes. You can kind of wiggle here onto the sit bones. Or you can even kind of bounce your knees up and down, flapping your wings, your butterfly. And then begin to find stillness here. And then as you inhale, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, begin to hinge from the hips and fold forward. Now find your depth here, never forcing anything, just find what feels good. If you'd like a little extra here, you can bring the elbows to the insides of the inner thighs and gently press down on your legs with your elbows. But again, only if that feels good, okay? Never forcing. Maybe you walk your hands forward. Opening through the hips, the inner thighs, the low back. So let's just hang out here, a couple more rounds of breath. And slowly roll yourself back up and then extend the right leg out. Keep this left leg in so the sole of the left foot is to the inner right thigh. And go ahead and flex these right toes back so your leg is really active here. So pull those toes back. And then as you inhale, reach high. And then as you exhale, frame that right leg. So rotate over and then fold it forward. So maybe you grab your toes. That's awesome. Ankle, cool. Shin, perfect. Doesn't matter, right? Is what I'm trying to get at. Where you are today is totally perfect. Okay, again, never forcing anything. Just allow it to happen naturally. Allow the stretch to happen naturally. So working again into the hamstrings, the low back. So the hamstrings, if they are really tight, they can pull the pelvis out of alignment and definitely contribute to that low back pain and hip pain. Keep flexing your right toes back. And if you need to take a bend in this right knee, feel free, right? Again, it's always what feels best in your body. Okay, next inhale, roll yourself back up. Keep these legs where they are though. right hand to the right thigh or the right ankle or calf. And then bring this left hand to your left hip. Begin to press this left shoulder back. So you're finding a little twist here in the spine. And then on your inhale, reach the left arm up and over so that you're reaching towards these right toes. Okay, I'm nowhere near touching my toes. That's okay. If you are, perfect. But we don't want to hunch over just to touch our toes, okay? We want to keep the chest nice and lifted, pressing that left shoulder back, maybe gazing up towards the ceiling if that feels okay on the neck. If you do have any tension in the neck here, sometimes I like to bring this left hand to the back of my head so I can cradle my head and take a little bit of the tension and pressure off my neck. So keep lifting that left elbow, that left armpit, up and away from that left hip. So this is working into our QL muscle. So this is a pesky muscle, as if it's really, really tight, can definitely contribute to your low back pain. So it's this muscle right here, quadratus lumborum. I'll take a couple more rounds of breath. Beautiful. Let's roll ourselves back up and then keep this right leg where it is, but just lift this left knee up and we'll cross this left leg over. So you're just crossing this left leg to the outside of your right thigh. Bring this left hand behind you and come onto the fingertips. So this can help you sit up really tall, lengthen up through the spine. And then flex those right toes back so your leg is nice and active. And then bring your left knee into the crook of your right elbow. So you're like cradling this left knee in. And begin to hug this left knee a little closer to your chest, so that you feel a lot of sensation into the outside of this left thigh, this outer left hip. And then as you inhale, let's sit up really tall. And then as you exhale, we'll take a gentle twist over to the left. Keep softening the shoulders down. Keep extending up through your spinal column. Maybe even start to look behind that left shoulder, even using your eye muscles here. And then next inhale, begin to unwind. Let's take a counter twist over to the right. So you can bring your fingertips down, bend into the elbows, and sink your chest a little closer to your mat. Okay, let's do all that on the other side. So extend the left leg out. Sole the right foot to your inner left thigh. Inhale to reach high. Exhale, frame that left leg. So rotate over and then fold it forward. Begin to melt. Think about chin to shin here, okay? This pose is actually called forehead to knee. But instead of cranking your forehead down so that you're rounding your spine, I want you to think of lengthening the spine forward, chin to shin. Again, maybe you're at your toes, your ankle, your calf. Where you are is perfect. Keep flexing the left toes back. If you need to bend this left knee as much as you need, feel free. Find what feels good in your body. Maybe you close your eyes. We'll take 3 slow rounds of breath. And begin to roll yourself up. Keep the left hand to either the ankle, the shin, the calf, right hand to your right hip. Press that right shoulder back. So we initiate this twist first. And then as you inhale, right arm reaches up and over, reach to the left toes. But keep pressing that right shoulder back so your chest is lifted. A lot of space across your chest. Any tension or pressure on the neck, just go ahead and cradle that head with your right hand. Keep lifting your right elbow, your armpit up and away from the right hip. Okay, next inhale, begin to roll yourself up, and then bring this right knee up, cross it over, so it's the outside of the left thigh. Right hand comes behind you this time. Come onto the fingertips, just so that you can lengthen up through the spine. Bring your right your right knee into the crook of that left elbow. Begin to hug that right knee a little closer to your body. Get a big stretch here onto the outer right hip. And then as you inhale, lengthen up. And then as you exhale, take your twist to the right. The twists are so beneficial for the health of your spine and to help relieve any tension in the low back. And keep lengthening up through the spine. Keep softening the shoulders down. Let's take one more inhale. One more exhale. Slowly unwind. Counter twist over to the left. So fingertips over to the left side of your body. Bend into the elbows. Sink your chest a little closer to the earth. Okay, my friends, let's come onto our back. Grab your strap, dog leash, belt, scarf, whatever you have, if you have anything handy. And let's come all the way down onto our back. And let's take a figure 4 from here first. So cross that right ankle on top of the left thigh. Interlace the fingers around that left thigh and gently pull that left knee into the chest. Flex your right foot back. This helps to stabilize your right knee. Head and shoulders are soft to the mat. If this is too much for you, if it's not working, that's okay. Just drop your left foot down and just stay right here. No right or wrong, just what feels better. And check back in with your breath. Lengthen out your inhales, lengthen out your exhale. Okay, drop that left foot down. We'll just switch sides. So cross the left ankle on top of the right. Interlace the fingers behind that right thigh. And pull that right knee a little closer to your chest. If you're taking this thread the needle variation, or just keep that right foot planted and just stay right here. Wherever you are though, flex those left toes. This helps to stabilize your knee joint. Maybe close your eyes. We got 3 deep rounds of breath. And go ahead and unwind the legs. Grab your yoga strap or whatever you have handy. Bring this left leg up and take the strap around the arch of your left foot. So now I'm going to work into our IT band. So bring this left arm out. Take the strap into the right hand, and you can go ahead and extend this right leg down. Slowly lower this left leg over to the right, as much as it feels comfortable. So you'll roll onto that right hip. You get a big stretch here onto the outer left hip, your IT band. If you want, you can take your gaze to the left fingertips. And on your next inhale, slowly bring that left leg back up to the sky. And we'll just switch legs. So extend the left leg down. Right heel lifts up. Take the strap around the ball or the arch of the right foot. Strap into the left hand And you bring your right arm out to the side. Slowly lower this right leg over to the left. So only go as far as you can keep your shoulder, your right shoulder anchored down. And then finally you can take the gaze to the right fingertips. Slowly bring that right leg back up. Take the strap off to the side and just toss it out to the side. And we'll end in reclined butterfly. So Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall out to the sides. And bring your arms out to the sides. Maybe palms facing up or down. Let your body grow heavy. Allow the inner thighs and the hips to open and release. Now feel free to stay right here. I would like to take just a couple moments in our Shavasana, our final resting pose. Or if you'd like to come into a more traditional Shavasana, go ahead and extend the legs out. Let your feet splay out to the sides. And allow the body to soften, find complete stillness. Letting all of your awareness fall to your breath. And just do your best to stay present here. And take one final deep inhale. Open your mouth and let the air slowly pour out. As you inhale, reach your arms overhead. Take a big full body stretch. You can roll out the wrists, roll out the ankles. And as you're ready, roll off to your side and use your top arm here to press yourself up. So once you arrive here in your comfortable seat, go ahead and press your hands together, bowing your head to your heart. Close your eyes or keep your eye gaze soft to the floor. And take just a moment here to send some appreciation and gratitude to yourself for taking this time out of your day to show up for yourself, to nourish your mind, your body, your soul. Thank you so much for joining me here today, Mama. You have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, like this video. Feel free to subscribe to my channel so you can get more free yoga just for mamas. And I hope some of these poses can help to relieve any low back and hip pain that you may be experiencing. So come back to this as often as you need, okay?